Mario Kart is arguably the best racing game franchise ever, easily the best kart racer. Don't believe me? Okay, give me a better one. What, are you gonna tell me to play Garfield Kart? Huh. Mario Kart is arguably the second best racing game franchise ever, easily the second best kart racer. But it didn't quite hit the level of being a worldwide phenomenon until two games, Mario Kart Wii for the Nintendo Wii and Mario Kart DS for the Nintendo DS. Real creative names, Nintendo. These are the two games that I have the most nostalgia for. The Wii was my first console ever, and the DS was my first handheld. Today, we'll be talking about the latter, Mario Kart DS. Technically, I never actually owned this one, but I still played a ton of it. It actually belonged to one of my sisters, and I played it with her and my other sister. The three of us would spend hours with this game on Christmas Eve when we just couldn't stay asleep, and I remember it being so much fun. If this doesn't make it clear to you that I have some attachment to Mario Kart DS, I don't know what will. Several years have now passed, so why don't we take a good look back on one of the Mario Karts of my childhood. Okay, Mario Kart DS. Let's start with the visuals. Obviously, being on the DS means that this game wouldn't exactly be a looker, but if you ask me, it's a bit more visually appealing than Mario Kart Wii is. Yeah, the screen resolution is very low, being at a 256 by 192 aspect ratio, and the items are flat images instead of being 3D models. However, the more vibrant colors are what keeps this game from looking bad to me. Everything is bright and colorful and feels like Mario Kart in the best way. It should also be mentioned that this was the first handheld Mario Kart to use any 3D assets at all. While the character models are very low poly, you could probably count the amount of polygons on DK if you tried hard enough, the designs are clear enough to be able to tell who's who, and when it comes to a race game, that's all that really matters. This one has a fine amount of characters. Being on a handheld, Nintendo was obviously a lot more concerned with making the roster have the essentials and not much else in order to save space on the cartridge. There isn't really anyone who stands out here. You have Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Rob, Bowser. Yeah, Rob the Robot seems like a bit of an odd choice. Him being here doesn't really make sense to me, but it's cool to see a non-Mario character show up in Mario Kart, something that ended up being carried over into later games. Now we have characters like Link, the villagers and Isabelle from Animal Crossing, and the Inklings from Splatoon. And a neat little Easter egg that they threw in shows that in the American version of the game, Rob is gray and white, while in the Japanese version, his arms are red, just like they were for the real Rob the Robot. Mario Kart set a standard with Super Circuit on the GBA. Each new game doesn't only have to have brand new tracks, but it also has to bring back and remaster the old ones. Retro tracks in DS are fine. They're not particularly outstanding to me, and the fact that Baby Park is now only 5 laps instead of 7 laps like it was in Double Dash is incredibly annoying, but there are a few that I do like. Along with Baby Park, Luigi Circuit also makes a return from Double Dash, a track that I really like, and although they aren't the most visually appealing, I can really appreciate the simplicity of the courses from the original Super Mario Kart. Moving on to the original tracks, DS introduced some of what I consider to be the most incredibly memorable and iconic ones, as well as some of the oh-so-very forgettable ones. Courses like Yoshi Falls, Luigi's Mansion, Delfino Square, Tick-Tock Clock, Bowser Castle, all of these are pretty damn good. And I cannot talk about Mario Kart DS without mentioning Waluigi Pinball. This is the favorite track of many, and I mean, fair. You go through the entire inside of a pinball machine, you need to drive next to the pinballs, and you end up following them out onto the table of the machine, all while this amazing music is playing in the background. But there are definitely some not so good tracks. When thinking of Mario Kart DS, who honestly has tracks like Desert Hills or Peach Gardens as their favorite? Nobody. These suck. But that's just the track selection. And what about the actual gameplay? I mean, it's Mario Kart. Of course it's fun. This was the last game that used the classic style of drifting. From Wii onwards, in order to drift, all you needed to do was hold down the drift button while turning. In Mario Kart DS, you have to hold down the drift button while turning, but you also have to shift your wheel from side to side to build up a boost. There are several different modes in Mario Kart DS, the first being the Grand Prix, the most basic mode of Mario Kart. You choose a cup with 4 tracks each, you gain a different amount of points depending on where you place in the race, and by the end of the cup, you either place on the podium or you don't. If you win, you get to watch a cool little award ceremony with your character. This is fun, of course it is, it's Mario Kart, but it's not really that exciting. You know what you're getting when you choose Grand Prix. Time trials are here, letting you record your personal best times on any track. You used to be able to share your times online, but, not anymore. Versus races are pretty similar to Grand Prix, but they allow you to adjust the settings of each individual race. CPU difficulty, kart speed, the amount of races you'll play, whether you get to choose the track or you just have it set to random, all that stuff. Battle mode has 2 different modes, balloon battles and shine runners. Balloon battles are pretty straightforward, you just have a group of balloons and you gotta pop all of your enemies' balloons. In shine runners, you have to collect as many shines as possible before the time runs out. There are 6 battle maps, some are good, some are bad, and one is just a DS. I don't know, I like it. It's oddly enjoyable to just drive around on the system. The first time they did this was in Double Dash in the GameCube, and this was the last time they did it. Not sure why. Mission mode is the single coolest mode in Mario Kart DS, and I had no idea that it existed until I sat down to play this game for my review. This is essentially the single player mode, something that Mario Kart has always been a bit lacking in. If you're lonely, you're generally only able to do the Grand Prix versus races, and that's about it. Of course, this is still fun, you are still playing Mario Kart, but Mission mode gave you something a bit more original to do. There are 6 different stages to mission mode, each one slightly harder than the previous, and each one has certain challenges that you'll need to complete. These challenges can range from doing something as simple as beat X character to the end of the track, to go through the gates in certain order, to doing something as weird as having to hit a bunch of Monty moles with green shells. Each world of mission mode ends with a boss fight and, oh my god, these are so much fun! The bosses are so unique and actually feel like real boss battles from the original Mario games. Just like in a game like Super Mario 3D World, you have to knock the big bully boss off the platform in order to kill him. And when you fight the Eye Rock boss from Mario 64, you have to hit him in the eyes, just like how you did when you fought him back in the pyramid in the original game. These boss battles are complete fan service for Mario fans, and they totally make the Nintendo loser in me swoon. This is such a cool and unique mode. Why in the world hasn't Nintendo brought it back for later entries? Is it because they're lazy? I think it's because they're lazy. It's because they're lazy. One feature that Mario Kart DS introduced that was undeniably influential for the rest of the series was online play. Yeah, not exactly sure what I was expecting. Obviously, Nintendo has since shut off their servers for Mario Kart DS. The game did come out in 2005. But from what I know, the online wasn't too bad. Granted, I never used it personally when I was little, so I could be completely wrong, but none of the information I found mentioned extreme lag spikes or general poor performance. Overall, Mario Kart DS was an outstanding entry in the series. Being the first of a series to be 3D and released on a handheld, along with being released on the most successful family of handhelds ever, definitely helped Mario Kart DS's popularity. An issue that a lot of games and long-running series that aren't the latest release have is a lack of reason to go back to them. Why would I play Mario Kart 7? I have Mario Kart 8. But DS isn't like that. Mission mode alone is reason enough to return to this game, and other than that, it's just solid Mario Kart. I can very easily recommend this game. 7 out of 10.
Do the Mario! Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Do the Mario. Take one step, and then again, let's do the Mario all together now.